So I've tried uploading my the Grand Tour game initial thoughts video 3 times to YouTube now, but every single time, regardless of me stripping out all of the actual footage from the TV series, it's been hit by a copyright strike. So all you're going to get instead is the audio with a picture of my cat. One of my 3 cats anyway. So here we go. Here are my initial impressions of the Grand Tour game, complete with cat. Hi, so in this video we're going to be looking at the Grand Tour game. So this is the piece released by Amazon Gaming on PS4 and Xbox, I believe. This is looking at a PS4 Pro. It's had a bit of an interesting life to date, in that it had a massive price reduction before launch. It's now £12 in the UK. I think it was around about £20 before that. So quite a hefty price reduction before it even launched, which I'll come back to in a moment. And they've had a screw up with the release date as well. You could download it yesterday, or rather the 15th, if you bought it pre-order on the PS4, but if you bought it directly from Amazon as a pre-order, you can't download it and play it until the 17th, which is most odd. But that aside, what do we actually have? Well, in a nutshell, we've got a very, very, very big The Grand Tour advert wrapped up with a few bits of gaming. That's pretty much the summary of it. There's a lot of Grand Tour features in here in terms of footage. So you get Season 1, Season 2 and Season 3, and there's a single episode each from Season 1 and Season 2. Season 3 is not yet released, but looking at the trophy list, it appears as though we're going to get all of the episodes in there. How much content we get in each of those, I don't know. Just as an example, you've got effectively 15 scenes, which is a cutscene video with a small amount of gameplay attached on it for the first season. It's an interesting concept, how it cuts from what's in the episode. So the Hypercar Trinity in the first season, for example, it gives you the actual footage from that and then cuts into you taking part in one of the events. So a drift challenge around the Algarve, or some open road stuff in that, with the unveiling of the Ferrari LaFerrari coming out, etc. So it's quite nicely done from that point of view. But the important thing here is, what's the actual game component of this like? And based on just the half hour, an hour or so I've been playing around with it so far, I'll be blunt, there's not a hell of a lot of it. There's almost as much cutscene as there is game. In some cases there's more cutscene than game at present, so that's a little concerning. And it's an arcade game. It was never going to be anything other than that from the trailers we'd seen. So it's an arcade game with power-ups, up to 4-player split screen, which is good. Most of the time, however, it's you and 2 others. You play as one of the 3 presenters, and then the other 2 are on there. Occasionally one other, occasionally you're on your own. Looks-wise, it actually looks better, both the car models and the trackside. There's a fair bit of motion blur on there, but it looks better than I thought it would. And the audio's pretty good. What's really disappointing though is, and I am taking into account it's an arcade title here, the handling's really quite floaty. It's not particularly precise at all, although there's a bit of differentiation between different cars. In terms of handling and how well arcade handling can be done, you look at the likes of, say, for example, Drive Club, or even the Burnout Paradise reissue, or Onrush, and they are much, much better than what we've got here. It's floaty and a bit imprecise. You've got one camera view, a chase cam that for my taste is set far too low, no option to change it to anything else. There's no ability to remap buttons, and you basically have steer left and right, brake, accelerate and a drift button, and that is it. There's no ability to watch replays, so it's very, very, very sparse. In terms of the actual content, it's interesting enough, and for the price, for the price I don't have any major issues. If this had been its original price, or even more laughably if they'd have made it a full price game, this would have been roundly criticised, but I think the 11 quid odd price point they've set it at is not too bad at all. So if you're a fan of the Grand Tour, you're going to like it, but the downside is you're rewatching an awful lot of footage you've already seen if you've watched the Grand Tour. If you don't like the Grand Tour and you don't like the three presenters, then I strongly recommend you steer clear from it, because that at the present moment is what most of the content is. So overall, 12 quid, it's a likeable enough arcade racer, but it doesn't do anything spectacular, it doesn't do anything groundbreaking, and the overall feeling is it's a very, very big The Grand Tour advert with little snippets of gameplay thrown in, and that potentially is going to leave a lot of people feeling a bit pissed off about it. I think it's alright, it's a useful enough diversion, but it's not brilliant. Okay is what it gets from me. So leave your thoughts if you've played around with it down below, or just based on the footage you can see here. If you found this useful, hit the like button, and if you want to see more like this, please do hit the subscribe button. Thanks very much. Bye.